it's half, and I'm back again, and this time we are doing an update of my Project 10 pan, of which I had like 16 things, but when I've used up 10, it'll be over. So this is, basically my first update of where I'm at. I have my little book with it listed in there, because otherwise I can't remember what I'm using. I've also labelled all mine now, so I can find them when I'm looking for them. So we will start with the product that I actually finished, which is the Benefit They're Real Mini Mascara sample thing. As you know, wasn't particularly fond of this. I think it's still got a little bit in it, but it was literally like coming off and falling in my eyes. And yeah, so I'm calling that done. So that's that one. That one's done and out of the way. The next one, I actually ended up substituting. I did mention that I might substitute because I thought this would be too dark. And after using it for a few days, not only is it too dark, I think it was breaking me out. So I'm actually throwing this out. This is going in my, it'll be in my empties rubbish thing when I do it. Yeah, so I swapped that out for this one, which is actually from, a bit glary, it's actually a BB cream foundation. It's in the shade Fair. This is actually Kmart Australia's own brand, and I've marked about where it is. I've used a bit of it. What I do is I mix it with the CC cream. That's what I'm wearing today. It's fairly light coverage, but that's all I want in summer. So that's where that one's at. The CC cream is about where that second line is. It's a bit hard to tell. This is one of those weird tubies, but that's about where it is. So, although I like it, I'm actually beginning to think I don't like it as much as I thought I did, mainly because it seems to be sinking into like my creases and my pores a bit too much, which I don't like. Then we have the Colorstay Mineral Foundation. It doesn't actually look like I've made very much progress. I actually ended up taking the sifter out of it because it was driving me bonkers trying to get product out. Now, of course, I have to be really, really careful. But even though I've used it quite a bit, yeah, it doesn't look like I've really used any at all. I think that initial mark was a little bit off because of the sifter not letting it sit down properly. Nevertheless. Then we have the Hope Girl blusher. This is actually a little bit too light, strangely enough. It's also really, really sparkly, and it's hard to tell how much I've got. I was using the patty thing that's on the top, but you can see there is an absolute ton of it in there, and I've used a lot, so that thing must have been full to the brim, and it's really powdery. I was using this, but I just found that it wasn't really dispensing the product properly, so now I just use a brush instead. Another thing that was on the list is my John Plunkett Day Cream. I have maybe 2 days left in, I think probably 2 days left of that one. So that one's almost done, so that's really, really good. Be glad to see the back of that and move on to something else. My e.l.f. primer, eye primer, really, really love this stuff. I took the stopper out of it because it was driving me a bit bonkers, but I might have done it a bit too soon. But there still seems to be absolutely, you probably can't even tell, but there seems to be absolutely oodles in there, and there's oodles all over the brush and everything. I don't think this thing's ever going to die. The mascara that I am now using is the Lancome Hypnose. It's what I'm wearing today. Quite like it. It is a bit, it's a little bit on the gloopy side really, but I really do like it. I always feel kind of fancy when I put on Lancome. I also have the NYX Mosaic highlighter powder. I have been using it, but you wouldn't know. There is a little bit of a dip in the centre there, but it's almost impossible to tell how much has actually been used. And because I tend to go round and round, they don't tend to get too much of a dip in them, so it doesn't look like I'm really making progress. The Maybelline Eye Express, I have not used that a lot. In fact, what I did the last time is I did my little piece of paper. That's the Eye Express there, and it is basically exactly the same spot. It's pretty much, so I didn't wind it up all the way. It's pretty much at exactly the same point. I've used it a couple of times. It's not my favourite. I gotta say, it's not my favourite. So I'm kind of struggling to use that one. Better news for the brown eyeliner. As you can see, that mark up there was where we were, and the pink mark is basically where we are now. So definitely making progress on that. I'd like to see the back of that too, so I can move on to something else. The only problem with doing this is it can get a little bored. We also have the Beauty People gel liner pencil. I've actually started using this as like an eye base. That's what I'm wearing today underneath the eyeshadow I'm wearing. I'm not going to twist it up for you because I found out that yes, you can twist it up, but it takes a really, really, really long time. So let me show you. That's, whoops, wrong one. That line all the way up there is where it started, and that's where we are today. So that's how much product we have, like the length of the first knuckle of my finger. So I have made progress, it just doesn't necessarily look like it. And then there's the satin lip liner in is it Rosewood, I think it is. I've made progress, I've sharpened it a few times. I don't really like it, it just doesn't have enough pigmentation, and it's virtually exactly the same colour as my lips, which is part of the reason I want to use it up. But yeah, not really making a huge amount of progress on that. The NYC lip colour in Berry Me, it is pretty much, I've used it a couple of times, but it is pretty much exactly where it was last time. It's not really moved too much. Mainly because I'm trying to focus on using up the Lancome, which I have made progress on. I started working on the pointy tip bit because my lipsticks tend to have a really strong angle to them. But that top line is where we were, whoops, last time, and as you can see, definitely made progress on this one, so that's good. That's what I'm wearing today. I have NYX Butter Gloss over the top of it because it's in my Finish 4x40, which I can tell you is not going so well. But the one that I am most happy about, this is the last of the items, the one that I am most impressed with is my eyebrow stylus. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen this picture, and you will see that the pan has actually grown bigger. I've hit pan. Very happy about that. I'm probably not going to use this shade at all. I use it occasionally, but it's just too dark. So yeah, made really good progress on that. So happy to. I was so excited when I hit pan that I took a photo and stuck it on my Instagram. So if you want to see that, go check my Instagram. Yeah, so that is my progress so far. So I have used up one, yay! Yeah, so I will do another update in a couple of weeks. And yeah, so if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Just click down there. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. And leave me a comment down below. I try to respond to all comments. And I will see you in my next video. See ya!